Well, good afternoon, my friends and subscribers. Today I was in the shower and I had a moment, an aha moment. I was thinking about, I always talk about the valleys. I always talk about that we must go through the valleys. But when we're in the valley, if you notice your surroundings in the valley, you will see lush grass that you can lay your head upon. You will see beautiful trees that you can find shade, and then you will find rivers or creeks that you can find nourishment to sit by. And it all prepares us because we've got to get up to the mountain. We have to climb the mountain. And when we think about the mountain, people always say, oh my goodness, I had this mountaintop experience. But what they don't tell you is how they got up to the mountain and how hard it was to get up to the mountain and how dirty they got because they got up to the mountain and how much pain they were in because they got up to the mountain, because they had to pull their own weight. They had to dig through themselves. They had to use their hands and get dirty. And they had to use their knees, and sometimes maybe their knees buckled, and they had to stop because the altitude of the elevation was affecting them. But then they got up to the mountain and they saw the horizon. They sat and they were in awe that they got up to the mountain. They experienced something that they never would have thought that they could experience, which I tell all the time. But one thing that I learned this morning, for some reason, that God showed me today in the shower, that you get up to the mountain, you got to come back. You got to go back down the mountain. And then where do you go again? You go back to the valley. And it's a cycle that we go through. It is a cycle that we experience, that we have to go down back into the valley. And that's where we find our nourishment. That's where we find our strength. That's where we are broken, but yet put back together again to prepare us again for the mountaintop. So I thought about that, and it's a cycle that continues to happen in all of our lives, that we're not always on the mountaintop. And sometimes we forget on how we got to the mountaintop, and we're not always in the valley, but we forgot what happened to us in the valley and what we experienced in the valley. It is a cycle. My desire for myself is that when I'm in the valley, that I'm learning more than I did before, that I'm accepting more than what I accepted before, that I'm accepting the process for me to become the better version of myself. I'm accepting the lessons that I've learned in the valley to lead me to the mountaintop. So always remember, it's a cycle. It's a cycle, and rejoice.